What's up guys, it's Cats and welcome back to another episode of the BTS series for Easy Minds. So to get started with today's episode, let's just take a look at some of the comments from the last video. So the comment in particular I'm interested in is from Polar the Bear, who said, how do you make the fortune work on all the blocks? Now this is a good question, and this comes down to the mining script that we have in place. So this is our mining script at the moment. It is quite long and it might look a little bit complicated, but it's really not. I coded most of it myself, but I've had some of my devs sort of fix it up and optimize it a little bit better. So if I can do it, you can do it, is the main gist of it. But what we do is we have an on break event. So on break, you can just ignore all these. These are our lucky drops. But on break, cancel all the normal drops that the block would produce. So like if you break a stone, normally you'd get cobblestone. Then what we want to do is we want to set the fortune to the level of the fortune of the player's tool. So for example, if our fortune is 0, i.e. if there's no fortune, then the fortune level is 0. If the fortune is say 25, then this number here is equal to 25. We want to then add 1 to the fortune. And that is just so if there is no fortune, then our fortune needs to be at least 1 because we can't give players 0 blocks. That doesn't work. So we add at least 1 to the fortune. So in this example, our fortune might be 1 or it might be 25. It can be whatever number. We have some other things as well, like we have our Easter Talisman, which is the player's offhand item. We have some other arguments as well, like if the better event is going on, PvP status, if they have blast on, if the booster is inactive, if the player has a paid for rank, or if they have an in-game rank. Basically, if they meet any of these conditions, then we multiply the fortune by whatever the multi is. So let's say, for example, the pickaxe has 1 fortune on it, then this is 1. We add 1, that makes it 2. Let's say they have the Easter Talisman, then that's 12. Let's say better is not on, it just ignores that. Let's say the PvP is on, that's 12 times 2, that's 24. And you see how it just increases and increases and increases. And then when we come to the actual block that we're breaking, so for example here, if the player's tool is a pickaxe, aka if they've mined the blocks with the pickaxe, if the event block, aka the item that we've broken, is a stone, then we give the players this. And this is where our compression system comes in place. So we'll give the player a bunch of compressed stone and a bunch of normal stone, and then we'll also give them the money. So I won't get into all this. This one's a little bit more complicated. But basically you can just make if your event block is whatever, then give the player whatever. And then we just use a ton of variables to store the item data in it. But yeah, that's the gist of how the mining script works. Feel free to copy paste this. I don't really mind. If you do, make sure to shout me out. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next thing. So this is what I want to show you next. This is our online player activity and performance. And you'll notice here that towards sort of the late end of April or mid-April, we were doing some decent numbers. Like every night or every day, we were sort of around the 40 to 50 mark. Things were looking good. I felt like there was a bit of an upward trend. And then in the last week or so, everything just started falling. You can see here, our player peak one night was about 35, then, 30, then 30, then 25, then 30. So I feel like the player average was sort of decreasing over the last couple of weeks, and you know what, it actually was really demotivating to deal with. However, last night we released some new updates, including the Thornvine loot box, and that got the player cap back up to 68. We did actually hit 70, I think, because I did a Keel event at 70. But it's nice to see that the server is not truly dead. Sometimes I look at the server count and these numbers are like really low, 11 players online, 9 players online, even less. And it's a little bit scary because it's like all this hard work that I've put in and the server's just fallen off all of a sudden. What's the cause of the fall off? Probably lots of different factors. I'm not really too sure. I did do a poll just to get some ideas. At what stage do you guys find the server getting boring? A lot of people said the nether. So that to me says that I need to nerf the prices in the nether as well as the end. I did a poll as well if the server will ever reach 100 players again. That's after it was on like 10. A lot of people said yes. So that is good. People are still believers of the server. But yeah, it's just been a bit tough at the moment. There's a lot of competition. If we take a look at the Minehut lobby, you can see there are a ton of box servers at the moment. And if we go to the all server list, hey, we're in the top page again. That was nice. I was actually on the top line last night, which was pretty cool. But we still got Minon at the top, which is killing it. Rizmines as well is still killing it as always. And I feel like there are just some other box mining servers that have sort of popped up a lot higher over the last couple of weeks. And, you know, it's just making things a little bit difficult for me. But yeah, I still don't want to give up. So don't get me wrong there. But yeah, it can be really demotivating to see like nobody play on your server. And you know what? I think that's just a natural part of owning a server. Like I've owned servers before, well before, you know, Easy Minds and Create Chaos and other things. And I feel like I've been through this many a times. And you can quit, and maybe, you know, it's probably time to like do a new season or something, or just make a new server. Like part of me is thinking, oh, let me just wipe the slate clean. But no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep on persevering, keep on pushing through, and not give up with the server that we currently have. So yeah, let's go back to our to-do list. Let's take server falling off our to-do. I think these are more just ideas or things that I wanted to talk about rather than things that I actually wanted to do. Like I said, yesterday we did a new event. We launched our Thornvine area. Yeah, this is it here. I basically put a new mine in the center, which is the Thorn mine, or mangrove roots in this case. And what we can do is we can mine up the thorns and get ultra compressed thorns, and then use those to get the Thornvine keys. And that is the new crate that we have here. So this crate is completely free to play. Anybody can get these items, which I think is cool. And then I have a ton of cool items in here. Got the Thornvine armor, got the helmets, I got a talisman, I got a suffix, bunch of keys, bunch of tools. And I don't know, I think it's just something cool to go for. And so my hope is that I can do loot boxes like these once every week or once every fortnight. And it'll just give players something else to do on the server, something else to go for. And the other thing about it is like, there has been like a little bit of criticism around the items not being very good or being too much work for little reward. But to me, it's just like a cosmetic thing that I wanted to add. You know, I don't want it to be more powerful than the best gear in the game, because anybody who starts out on the server can get an axe and can come to this area and can start mining up these blocks. Like, there's no reason that this stuff here should be any better than like the top tier cave stuff, for example. Like, I don't think it should be all that powerful. So I think to get like efficiency 50 fortune, 50 pickaxe, I think that's a great steal. Sword as well, axe as well, all this stuff. Like, yes, it's really low odds, but that's the point. It's supposed to be really hard to get. But just something else, you know, for you guys to do. And so if I can do something like this each week, each fortnight, you know, not necessarily a mine in the center of the map, but something to give you guys different objectives to go for, different sets of gear in the game, then I think that would be really cool. And, you know, again, that's another excuse I can use to ping the Discord each week. If I can add everyone with a legitimate reason having an event, then that's what I want. So yeah, I'm going to do more things like this in the future. So be on the lookout for that. So now let's do a little bit of advertising. Guys, what is the best way to advertise your server on Minehut? To be honest, I do think the /ad command within the Minehut lobby is a pretty good way to do it. But I feel like I've exhausted all my ads. Like, I just feel like I'm copy pasting the same ad templates again and again and again. And I don't know if they're really working at the moment. So I thought maybe let's change up the ad format a little bit. So this is the way I try to do it. I'll have my server chat open in the background. Then I'll just have my Minecraft like this, for example. And so every time I run the ad, I'll just see if anybody joins. Now, I can't really tell if somebody is new or not. That's a bit of a downfall of it. But yeah, most of the time, if I'm doing other things, I'll just sit in the lobby, post the ad, somebody joins, and yeah, we can see whether or not it's an effective ad or not. Right now, there are 5,000 people on Minehut. So, you know, that's not like a small amount, but it's not a large amount either. But we can see that there are about 20 people in each lobby at the moment, and there are 18 lobbies. So there's probably a good 300 to 400 people just sitting in the lobby reading ads. So we need to try and make our ads more enticing. So how do we do that? Good question. Well, that's where ChatGPT comes in. And so what we can do is we can just grab all of our existing templates, not giving it any context as to what a server is or what Easy Minds is, but let's just see if we can figure it out. All right, we've got a bunch of examples here. Looks like it understands color codes, which is good. Add Easy Minds. Welcome to the chaos. Join the revolution now. Explore the chaos. Join now. It's epic. It's wild, endless fun. Join now. Insane action. Join the revolution. Unleash the chaos. Revolution. So yeah, a lot of the same words over and over again, but that's okay. So maybe I will try the second one here. There we go. Join Easy Minds. Explore the chaos. Join now. It's epic. And is anybody going to join that? Oh, okay. Bit of a disappointment. But yeah, I have 600 ads left to do in the month, 11 days. So I really just need to sit in the lobby and find an ad template that works and just spam it. So this ad here for some reason works really well, and I've just been using it a lot recently. It's got like a dark blue, green, orange, yellow. I honestly find the blue to be quite polarizing, to be honest. Like, it's not really aesthetic to look at, but for some reason people click on it. I think it's quite bold. And then we also have like the star emojis as well as dividers, which also looks really good. So I get a lot of inspiration just sitting in the lobby and seeing what other servers do. There are some templates that are really nice that, you know, I pretend not to steal, but secretly I do. But yeah, this one here I use, it's really good. I have a whole bunch of different color variations as well. And yeah, I'm just chilling in the lobby at the moment, just using up all my ads. I've probably used about 70 or 80 today, so that is pretty good. We still got over 500 left. And our player count is at 43, which is pretty good as well for the time that it is right now. And finally, if we take a look at the box servers, hey, top line and all servers, hey, still on the front page as well. So yeah, we're still in it, guys. Don't give up on your dreams, guys. Keep on pushing through is the motto of today's episode, I think. But yeah, this is the wrapping up point for today. I hope you have enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye-bye.